Michael Mazarang here again, and today we're on a job site in Kannapolis, North Carolina, and we were contacted to come out to this home and evaluate a water seepage issue inside the crawl space. And as it ends up, we decided to do an exterior dig out on this house as opposed to doing an interior crawl space drain. And we chose that for a couple reasons. As you can see, the high side of the crawl space here, this is a curtain wall. We figured out that the footer was relatively close to the surface and that it made sense to just go ahead and dig it out from the outside and waterproof it from the exterior. And the unique thing about this job site is you can really see the flaws in curtain wall construction and why crawl spaces leak. And so we'll take a look here. The guys are here clearing off the footer so that we can clean the wall and patch up any masonry flaws that we see. But in particular, I wanted to show a particular flaw. This is what we call a step footer. So because this house was built on a sloping lot, the builder poured a series of sections on the foundation. And in between those sections is a vulnerability where water can get into the crawl space and bubble up. So we have 3 of these along this right side of the house as you're facing the structure from the street. And we'll look at each one of these. Also inherent with this type of construction, there is a cold joint between the first course of block and the concrete. When it stays wet here, water forces itself through that cold joint up into the crawl space. And that's a problem with basement construction or crawl space construction, as this old curtain wall revealed. But here's another separation. This is the second layer marrying up to the 3rd layer, and these are separate pores. So when you do separate pores with concrete, you create natural cold joint vulnerabilities, and water can seep right in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean this out really well. We're going to put a control pipe in the bottom of the trench, wrapped in a geotextile sock. We're going to add a generous amount of rocks. We're also going to bury each one of these downspout discharges. There are 3 of them, 2 at the front corner up there, and this one here at the right rear. And then we'll install a duo exit line, go out about 20 feet. And where he's digging there today, we're going to do a landscape outlet with a duo exit line wrapped in a also a kind of a river rock, decorative rocky drainage field, and that'll be our discharge point. So tomorrow I'll come back to look at stage 2, and hopefully it'll be a lot cleaner in here, and we'll be able to see the effective system, and we'll also be able to see the 2nd layer of waterproofing that will be applied over the roll-on membrane, and that's going to get tucked down into the control pipe. So we're doing 2 layers of waterproofing. Most companies will just do the roll-on membrane. We're going to do the roll-on membrane as well as the washboard composite, tuck it down into the drainage field, run everything to the back, and it falls off quite nicely on this property to make an effective drainage field. Here we are on the 2nd day of production, and the guys are making some pretty good progress. We can see here the waterproofing system and the aggregate drainage field that's being applied for the combined system. We see here we're tying the 2 downspout discharges here at the right front corner to a separate hard piping system. This system can be cleaned if it gets clogged. It will be equipped with a clean out. You can also see here the washboard composite layer. Not only do we clean and coat the wall with a liquid membrane, but we put an additional 2nd layer of waterproofing over top of the liquid membrane, and that's been done on the entire length of the excavation. You can see here the guys are backfilling at the moment, returning the soil to its original position, and they'll be of course sloping the grade away from the structure. And it's important to, sometimes you have a little extra dirt with these jobs, because the rock takes up a certain amount of volume, and the dirt may have to be hauled off or dispersed somewhere else on the property at additional cost on some of these jobs. But you can see here where they have not backfilled, you can see the control pipe for the gutter discharge, and that's going out here to our duo exit line, and this pipe here is for the drainage field. So we have a separate pipe for the drain system, and of course the PVC pipe for the gutters. And here you can see where we take the membrane and the washboard composite layer, and that's tucked down to the bottom of the footer, and forces that water to deflect into the drain system, away from the cold joint, down through the exit line, and out to the backyard. At the end of the duo exit line, we're going to put a landscape outlet and a bunch of rocks to kind of sauce this up a little bit and make this look more appealing, and to stop potential erosion from the exit line. We'll make one more stop tomorrow to see the finished product, and we'll see you then. Here we are at the job site a few days after completion, and the guys did a really good job backfilling the soils back to the original position. All the piping systems have been flow tested, and they put out seed and straw. We also installed a vent well here at the front right to go ahead and make sure that the water will seep into the ground on this side of the footer. And as we walk to this side, I want to show the exit line. This downspout was of course tied into the overall system as well, and our duo exit line. And you can see we have two control pipes here, one for the actual drain and one for the gutter discharge. And then we put out some river rock here to help to prevent future erosion. So again, thanks for joining us here for this project, an exterior dig out on a crawl space curtain wall. Things ended up really well. Any questions about an exterior dig out, just give us a call at the number below on your screen, and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions and schedule a site consultation. Again, thank you very much. This is Michael Masterang. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.